Welcome back to the channel. In this week's video we're concluding our series from here in Havana, Cuba. In fact, from Cuba entirely. And we're finishing on the streets of Havana. We're actually photographing old theatre fronts, building fronts on the streets in low light, and actually trying to get like classic cars, people moving through the scene, bikes, you name it. And in this video we're going to be talking about tips on doing that, of course, show you some of the results of these brilliant scenes that we've managed to capture here in Havana, Cuba. So tonight it's just me and Steve out on the streets in Havana. The rest of the group has gone, and it's actually our final shoot day, or my final shoot day of the entire spring. We're going to actually wrap up the entire series here tonight. We're actually photographing street facades, and we've actually already photographed one just down the way, and I'm going to be giving you tips on actually photographing these kind of scenes. Of course, the idea here is we want classic cars, we want interesting all-round subjects, but with the backdrop of the fantastic Art Deco facades of theatres and more that we've come across here in the town of Havana. What I've been doing so far is I've been trying to capture basically elements in the scene, and I've been trying to actually get cars coming through that look classic, nice ones, not Ladas, Skodas, this kind of stuff. I quite like it with the bikes, but I've captured one already that I'm going to show you in camera now, whereby the car in the scene is blue and complements the red, yellow and white sign up above, the America sign. Now, the thing is for me, is as I kind of expose this, you're going to see that what I want to do is I want to get this sign nicely exposed, but I'm quite happy with this blue car that we've already got in the scene. So, the only things I need to improve on here is this bit of light on the bottom left-hand side, and of course the signage itself, which is not too bad in the shot, but it could improve with just a little bit more shadow lift, which is going to come soon, because over this direction, over there, the light is falling and drifting away. So, we're not far out at all. Great stuff on the streets of Havana. So the idea there is you get a faster shutter speed by boosting your ISO up, keep f8, but get some foreground interest in your framing. Then the idea is, of course, I'm going to wait for the light to move across the scene, in this case, move upwards and out of my image and actually above the signage, so that I can then blend the two together. That's going to be the end result. That's the idea anyway. So in terms of settings I've been using, I've been trying to get basically my car stuff. Let me look at the car one for a second. That was at f8 still for the architecture and for the car and the motion, but I boosted my ISO to 640. That gave me a much faster shutter speed of 1/640, which is perfect to capture the motion. It's got a little bit in the wheels, but the actual car itself is tack sharp. So now it's just a case of just being patient. Of course, for our actual architecture, what I'm then going to do is I'm going to look to bracket, get my ISO nice and low, 200, and I'm going to get f8, focus on the building. And if I want to, what I could actually do is I could then raise my tilt shift lens and get more elements in the scene to go around the car. That's the aim anyway. Now it looks easy, right, all of this, but actually this site in particular is actually my third visit to this particular cinema for this shot. I actually came here on my first day looking for this particular one and failed miserably. It was harsh light on the wrong side of the building, lots going on around me, and I was getting hassled quite a bit. I was actually on my own. So I'm going to put another shot on the screen, and it's one that I actually took on another side of Havana. This was about a week ago now, and actually it was on our first trip out with a group. Probably actually longer than a week ago, and actually it inspired us to come back and have a go at this evening, because it was a really cool shot. I got a really nice car driving through the scene, real nice kick of light on one side of the Art Deco cinema theatre that I was actually photographing, the subject. So I'll put that image on the screen. That was the inspiration for tonight's shoot. Okay, so we're losing light. It's kind of shifting away from the scene. Kind of on the left-hand side there, it's starting to sort of move across the space. But the theatre is getting busier, so hopefully this takes place quite quickly, because that would then cause another problem. The next tip I've got for you for this kind of thing is the patience. You really need a lot of patience to kind of think about picturing your image together. You're never really going to get it in one. You could get lucky and get it completely in one, but it's more realistic that you're going to get it in sections, and then you're going to have to build that together. Whether it's the right car, whether it's the right timing, the light. It's actually looking fantastic. The light's starting to shift. Light is dropping. It's moving up and above the sign. It's separating the sign from the actual light now, and it's moving up that building. And soon I'm going to get the complete shot that I had in mind. The blue car with the sign and the shot. Less people. Perfect. And just like that, the light is gone. It's gone straight behind a building. Combination of building and cloud. And with that, we've got the shot. Basically, we've got the sign looking nice, just a little soft kick of light in the left-hand corner. Obviously, I've got that shot with a car in it just a little while ago. So with that one, we're kind of done. I'll put the image on the screen, and we're going to get moving, jump in that crusty old car over there. We're going to move up here, up this cool street, and we're going to end up at another version of this. In fact, two more, a house and another cinema. So it must be said, I've really enjoyed shooting this style of photography on the streets of Cuba. And as an architecture photographer, it's given me the choice of static architecture or something in front, some sort of dynamic scene. And I think that's the difference. Okay, so we made it down throughout the chaos, and we're now at our next cinema, which is basically just up the road here. Different street, different vibe, different area, but a nice one nonetheless. And we're actually going to go up here and do pretty much the same thing. I can see there's a lovely last kick of light actually on the cinema itself right now. Looking ahead, I can see that there. But across the street on this one, there's also a house, so we're going to try and do both. We're going to start with that cinema because obviously it's going to complement them other two shots that I've already showed you. Let's get in position, let's get set up, and let's get the last of the light. Okay, so we're in this position. The car is looking amazing. The light there is really good. And it's going to be easy now because the light is basically cool and the car is just static. The door open, I'm not really bothered about. It's going to be at the back there anyway, so we're going to set this up 24mm again, same focal length. Okay, so I've set up here. I'm in this kind of position opposite. I really like where we're at on the shot actually so far, because the light is lighting the front of the building, softly falling over the car but not onto the car. Great scenes here. It's lovely with the car just sitting where it's at, but we obviously just want that sign to be a little bit more. It's got this weird shadow off to the left-hand side at the moment. It's dropping off strange, but it's going to get softer and softer. And the street, oh, the street's looking kind of cool, as you can see here. With the 24mm, I'm able to kind of come a bit more central near this post, move myself kind of in position, and then, of course, it's just bracket in, easy peasy, which is going to work really well. I don't want people behind the car, so that's the main thing that I'm now going to look out for, avoid them. Of course, it's about timing then for the people and where they are and what they're doing, and making sure that we can try and do it like that without the people. And we're there, we're just basically shooting it now. Nobody there. I'm actually going to shift up, you know, get this thing up there. I'm going to focus as well on the top. Get the top of the shot in as well. I've pretty much done it there like that. It's just a case now of whether or not the light improves. Starsky and Hutch car, but also I don't think we're going to get better than that. Steve was just moaning about the brown car and he doesn't know whether he likes it or not, and then it seems our luck's in tonight because he's now moving said brown car. I've got a shot with it in case I want it, and I'm now going to have a shot without it because he's going to move it, and that is probably quite good news for us. So if you're in an ideal world, what colour car would you have instead now?
Oh, like a nice purple or...
He wants a purple car.
Metallic purple.
There's a blue one coming, but he's still there. So he's now moving. This bandit over here is now going. So now obviously the car's gone. It's going to be a case of us choosing what colour car and what type of car we want in front of the building. I quite like the brown one on the basis that it kind of suited the sign, but we can pick and choose now because I've actually got a shot with it. It looks fine. The car wasn't lit up, so it's also, I can easily put that into my scene if I wanted it to. We're going to go back to what we were doing earlier then, and that is I'm going to get this ISO up, get a nice fast shutter speed for this car's. I'm going to get my drive mode on, not my 2-second timer, and I'm basically going to try and capture a cool car, a car that we want in the foreground. Now I'm not going to do that on this side of the road because it's too close, it looks a bit weird. I've already figured that out. The best thing to do is have it in front of the cinema on the other side of the road, and that was the case for all of the places we've been in so far. Here comes a red one on this side of the road, but again, that's not going to work. There he goes. But what we want is something softer, a green, a blue, maybe a yellow. And of course, when you want one, there's actually never going to be one coming down. There's a white one coming. Not particularly a fan of it. It's not a beautiful car. It's a bit of a passion wagon. You can have it anyway. There it is. We've just got to be patient for it and hope the one comes down this road here, straight in front of us. Problem is with the gear out, you get hassled quite a bit on the streets because obviously it's very poor in Cuba. Someone's pushing their mother with a wheelchair in front of the Hotel Cuba as we speak. And there's a lot of poverty obviously on the street, so we get hassled quite a bit, especially when we've got camera gear out that costs what it costs. It's not exactly ideal. But you know, that's why we came out together in a group, because actually it's safety in numbers a little bit. You can kind of watch each other's gear and so on. So the other thing I've noticed is I don't like the cars when they're too long. Like some of the longer vehicles, they don't fit in the frame that well. They look a bit stretched in frame, especially early when I was using the 17mm. 24, of course, if I can get them more central in the frame, it's not so much of a problem. Another tip I've got for you is looking back at this previous image, is actually to focus where you think the car is going to come into frame. Use something in the scene to focus on before the car enters. You can see here as I zoom on in, the car is just a fraction out of focus. Just a little bit. There's been a lot of Soviet cars tonight and not a lot of what we want. I still believe something will come, like a luminous green or something would be epic. Something really that punches out against this building. It's going relatively well. What we're waiting for really is just a moment, an actual moment. I want a colourful car, so I've got a third option. I've got a black one, a blue one, I've got the dark skin Hutch brown one we originally had. But what we're missing is like some sort of colour. It'd be great to get a colourful car. Steve's shouting at me saying there's another one. Now it's about timing. A red one. Got a red one, that's good enough for me, I think. Red is perfect, really like that. That is the red. I'm quite happy with where we're at. I like the red one I got. I'm going to work with that red one. All I'm waiting for now is I've got my shutter speeds locked down. I'm going to go ISO 400 f8 just for the building. Shoot the bottom. I'm going to shoot a bit more road to get a bit more wiggle room. That's going to be simple as that. I'm going to wrap up the video right there. If you've got any comments, leave them below. Until next time, I'll see you all very, very soon. From here in Cuba, that's me out. That's the series out, and we're back in February. I'm now going to go and enjoy my summer. For you, it's actually the middle of the summer now because of my backlog. But apologies for that. Of course, no internet, no coverage in here in Cuba, and it's difficult to keep up with the videos, but I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Until next time, see you all very, very soon.